This is a Headgum original.
Fuck, how's the start?
You just started it, bro.
Oh shit, is this okay?
We're in.
Hey, vroom vroom, beep beep. Welcome to the pit wall.
They don't have horns.
Inaugural
are you sure?
episode. It would be amazing if they had horns. Just Alonso laying on the horn at Hamilton.
It's like when they wave to each other when they go by. Instead, it's just a really long horn.
The finger.
La cucaracha.
Hey everybody, welcome to the pit wall. This is an F1 podcast for the casual fan. What does that mean?
It
Means we don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah, none of us know what we're talking about. We don't want to do any research,
Yeah.
but we like these boys and like to watch them go around
If
little
you
tracks
can't
really
handle
fast.
if you can't handle me at my hot takes, you don't deserve me at my nuanced opinions.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about that?
It says that
That
on
was
your
beautiful.
shirt.
Really? I thought I came up with it independently.
All right, so to get things started, we are going to listen to a prediction that Jake made after qualifying yesterday. And,
That's right. So
we'll
every single episode, we're going to kick it off with a prediction
Yeah.
that someone has made from the day before, post quali.
Yes.
Okay.
So now I'm going to take a second to figure out how to share this.
I would like to say up top that I think I had a hard week because literally no one started in a position where they qualified in. So
Right.
Yeah.
The engine penalty.
So sorry, you did your prediction based on their actual qualifying position and didn't take into account penalties at
no,
all.
I took into account their grid position, but it really threw everything off. You know, like
All
you
right.
look at like their
Yeah.
starting positions, and it's all out of whack.
It's the most smug
it's
I've
not
ever seen
normal.
Marika. Sorry, you didn't take into account penalties? Fucking idiot.
I was
You just
concerned.
Geoff just lied down to podcast.
So
Immediately reclines.
It's really early for Jeff and I. The race started and the sun was not up.
Yeah.
Had you gone
But
to
that's
sleep
the fun of it.
yet, Geoff?
I went to bed at 3 and woke up at 5:45.
Of course. I knew you were gonna say something like that.
It's Saturday night, right? I'll be up for the race. I'll be
Yeah.
up for the pod.
Yeah, I went to bed early because I knew I had
Yeah.
to be up and record a podcast. And here we are doing it. And I believe I have Jake's prediction here. Let's take a listen.
Hey everybody, Jake here. These are my predictions for the Belgian Grand Prix. We've got did not finish, unfortunately for him, Zhou. Did not finish, unfortunately for him, Schumacher. Did finish, but in 18th, we've got Latifi. 17, Tsunoda.
right.
16, Bottas. Hate to say it. I hate to see it. 15, we've got Ocon. 14, Albon. 13th, the Haas of Kevin Magnussen. 12, Stroll, even though you know I'm a Stroll troll, and I have been from day one. 11, Vettel. 10, hate to say this as well, it's Ricciardo. I wish you could have done better, but you didn't. You finished 10th at Spa. 9, we've got Alonso.
Yeah.
8, Gasly. 7, it's Lando Norris. 6, George Russell. 5, Leclerc. Bummer for everybody. 4, Perez. 3, Hamilton. He found a way to the podium, folks. 2, Verstappen. And number 1, the Ferrari of Carlos Sainz. My God, with his second win. Incredible for the Spaniard.
Could have been true. Was true for like a third of the race.
It was close. You know, it was really
Yeah.
it was eerily accurate. Eerily accurate.
Yeah.
I nailed Latifi's place.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Weird one to nail, I guess.
How many
Yeah, the prediction-
DNFs were there in that prediction? 3?
2. There were 2. So I knew Latifi
So,
was going
yeah,
to
you
come in
got-
dead last. So I was basically predicting 2 did not finish, which was also accurate.
Yeah.
Just got the folks who did it wrong.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. So we're loose with what accurate means here. I like those predictions. They were bold for a race that was, I think, hard to predict what was going to happen.
Kevin Magnussen is really good.
Thank you. Yeah, the first lap of that race was I feel like there was so much action in the first 2 laps that I thought it was going to be a really good, exciting race, and then basically laps 2 through 42 were or 44 not that fun.
Yeah, it could have been worse though.
How so?
I feel like the first couple races I have watched were kind of deeply boring. No movement, no story of Verstappen coming back from P14 for the win, which I hate to see, but it is a story nonetheless.
Right.
And I had fun.
I like that like towards the end of the race, Crofty literally blamed Max for a boring race. I really like that. He was like, I'm just kidding, but also like, come on.
Yeah, I mean, what is he, like minute and a half behind most of the field? Or ahead of most of the field?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Which, how did
Kyle,
he
your
get
mic
that
is
far?
off now. Can I'm so excited for my later segment.
You have a segment?
Not my segment, the later segments in mine for one of them.
Oh, I see.
Oh, I just found out there's a button on top.
Nice.
Can you guess what it
Had
does?
you been talking at all?
I
I was like, why
commented
is
on.
Kyle so quiet?
I commented on the Joe Granu pronunciation.
Also, should we say who we are?
Oh,
This turns off every 10 seconds. This is going to be an interesting podcast for me.
The mic turns
Yeah,
off.
it keps turning off.
That's our CTO, everybody. Andrew Pile.
Yeah, I had like a couple of pretty good cracks in there. I was kind of
No
surprised
way.
you guys didn't react at
Yeah.
all. So yeah, it's kind of like
That makes sense.
that's a shame.
Radio silence.
I
It'll be
thought
amazing
that
for
your
us on the
Zoom was
re-listen.
frozen, actually.
I'm Geoffrey Plan G James.
That was the segment.
No.
Marika. I feel like we should have just done
Nicknames.
these fast, you know what I mean?
yeah. Yeah.
Should have been
For
top of the
sure.
show kind of
This
situation.
is
Top of
a
the show for
podcast
sure.
about racing, and here we
Yeah,
like
we
to
all
take our
work in
time.
podcasting and we're all very good at it.
Yeah.
But it's a pilot.
the
We're
first
allowed to
one.
make mistakes.
Yeah.
So from now on, we'll always introduce
like
ourselves
Ferrari
after the
strategy.
first segment.
Yeah, we've
Just
set
'cause
the
we have
pace
to set up
for
the
the rest of the
format.
show.
Right. Yeah.
I'm Jake. I nailed the predictions and the pronunciation of Joe Grandjou.
So bad. It's better than when you were saying zoo, but it's still not correct.
Yeah. Joe Granu. Is that it?
There's no R. It's Zhou Guan Yu.
Guan. Wow. I thought it was like the middle name was after the Grand Prix.
You know what, Jake? I feel for you because I feel like there's so many different accents in F1 that anytime anyone says anyone's name, I am constantly feeling like I don't know what's gonna sound like when I say their name.
Yeah. I feel like I've said Ricardio for such a long time just because there's a weird I in there.
People say
Also-
Leclerc.
Yeah, Leclerc, Charles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard Naomi say Leclerc today, and I was like, isn't it Leclerc or is it Leclerc?
Yeah, it's whatever you want it to be.
I guess.
Yeah.
Nobody
We're
makes
not
any
learning these
effort.
pronunciations from fucking Crofty, right?
Yeah.
That seems.
No, he screws up a lot too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said. I believe he said that. He said George Russell was in a Williams. Then he corrected
A
himself to
Williams.
McLaren.
Yeah,
Jean
summer
Russell.
break. They're all coming back. It's fine.
It's only 2 weeks, right?
I think it was,
was
like
4.
a full month.
3.
It's like a whole month. Yeah.
Last race
Danny Rick was in LA.
Last race was July 31st.
Yeah, and Sainz learned to foil board, so that's a good amount of time.
I also heard that he was learning signs language.
Really?
I don't know if I introduced myself. I'm Casey.
Hold on, I think Pile's mic turned off again because you didn't really
No,
laugh at Jeff's
we're
I was
joke.
actually kind of into
Really?
it.
I was because Jeff made the signs language joke and it
Right.
wasn't a reaction, so
There was a
I
yeah.
couldn't tell if it had turned off or not.
Yeah, no,
but I
it's
guess
working
not.
fine. It's working
All right.
super good. It's picking up every breath. So
All right, let's talk about this race, huh? We got what was it? The Belgian Grand Prix.
The Rolex Belgian Grand Prix.
Oh wow, that must be your favorite race.
way.
They all have Rolex branding on them.
No, this was the
Every single
Rolex
race.
Grand Prix.
This was the
And then next
Rolex
week is-
Pirelli Belgian
Yeah.
Grand Prix.
Jeff, do you want to hit us with your track based joke that you texted the group?
Oh, I said this track doesn't look very relaxing. You know, spa and all. The most altitude
Pile's mic
changes
turned
of
off again.
any.
I mean, can anyone pronounce the full name of this track correctly?
Spa Francorchamps.
Spa Frank
It's
Ocean.
close.
Francorchamps.
I didn't even know Spa was in
Francorchamps.
Francorchamps.
Because it's French.
French.
It's
yeah.
the French part of Belgium.
Interesting. I
had
didn't
a
know
joke
that
about
Spa
this.
was. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I said I think Spa looks awesome. It sucks that it's in Belgium.
Why?
I don't know. I just think Belgium's a really
Burn.
boring place.
I do want to go to Spa.
It's like,
That is one
it
of-
looks awesome. It looks
I was
like
like,
a
is there
really
some
cool.
geopolitical thing that I'm unaware of in regards to the French region of Belgium? But it's just
Just
that you
looks
think it's boring.
Yeah.
It looks beautiful.
I don't think they
This
are
is the
so
Belgian
boring.
people I've known.
only anti-Belgium podcast that you're listening to.
Well, the whole
Well,
thing
I mean,
is
Max
like,
has no
should it be
sense of
taken
humor
off
at all.
of the
Kyle,
Yeah.
would you say
Lando
that you
does.
bristle at Belgium? Like bristle?
Brussels at the thought of Belgium?
I just think it seems like a very boring country, and there would be nothing else to do except
No, but
go
in all
see.
seriousness, I really do think that Belgium sucks. Serious ass.
Doubling down.
All jokes aside.
But next year it's still on the calendar. That was a point of
Yeah, they made a point to say that.
indecision for a while.
Well,
I was
noticed-
looking. Sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say that I noticed during qualifiers and practice, they talked about how they changed the track. They changed, they added that big gravel trap area. And that really seemed to affect the race today a bit.
On Valtteri Bottas's birthday, no less, he got stuck in the gravel. Not cool.
And it's I hate to say this, but the race is not even the first DNF, the last DNF that Bottas is going to get today. Because I think that him not finishing at the race is going to haunt him so much that when he goes to have birthday sex tonight, he's also not going to finish.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
A DNF on your birthday sex. Imagine that.
I do think his wife posted him trying to find it. I briefly saw another naked photo of him on Instagram. So I think he's probably going to be fine.
Whatever
Yeah.
the equivalent
If I-
of this is going to happen to his wife.
Getting rammed.
Yeah, who's his wife in that photo?
Just kind of like going like, oh.
Oh, God.
I'm going to get this thing back on
let's-
track.
Back on track. Very nice.
Thank you so much. So we're going to talk about the race. I believe we're going to go in reverse order. Yeah?
Cool.
How's that
Yeah.
sound to you guys?
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. I do need to remember everyone's place.
Oh, I got the
Well,
list
I don't-
right here.
Hamilton was
last.
Dead last.
Yeah, I feel like Mook going in reverse order for this race, it's like the DNFs are what was the most exciting thing about the race. It was the very beginning of the race, and then like everything just kind of like ended up being as if it was like a standard qualifier or something. Like all the back of the track stuff, like all the excitement that I thought was going to happen about like, wow, Max has to like race to the front to get points, and then like the safety car just like reset everything back to normal.
Yeah, Max raced to the front in like the first 5 laps. It's fucking.
Yeah, I do feel
insane.
like they gave him too much credit because of that safety car.
Yeah,
but he did like it was impressive how quickly it happened, but it was like a lot of it was the safety car.
Yeah.
But I mean, he made up like
wasn't he
5
on
places
soft?
off the start, right?
He was on mediums, I think. Oh no, he was on softs. He was like
He
the
was
only
on
other
soft.
person up
It was
front.
like he and Carlos were the only people on soft. So
Right.
like for the restart, I mean, I don't know, but it was cool. It's fine.
Leclerc
I
was
did
on
feel
softs
really
to
bad
start.
for Hamilton. No, Carlos
No.
was.
Yeah.
yes. Speaking of Hamilton, he came in 20th DNF. We saw he went flying through the air a little bit.
Do you guys feel like he? I guess in his post race, he just took credit or took the blame for that accident. He's like, "Yeah, he's in my blind spot."
I thought it was really cool. In my notes, I have Lewis good exclamation points, and then I have depressed exclamation points, and then I have it doesn't really matter what he said, which is what he said to stop the
That lady-
interviewer from
They're trying to
like trying to dig up drama between him and Fernando, and then I was like, that was cool.
Yeah. For a guy who just crashed into somebody, Fernando like spent a long time. Like it was a pretty nuanced insult from the car.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
in
he
the
had
middle
that
of
one in the pocket
He had
already.
it,
He was ready to
locked and
deploy that.
loaded.
Yeah, I feel like he has said that about Lewis before, and that was his opportunity to say it over the radio.
Wait, what did he say?
He said he only knows how to
said-
race from the front.
Oh,
yeah, well, no, he said this guy only knows how to drive and start in first.
Yeah.
Which is like
He also called him an idiot.
Lewis Hamilton won the Brazilian Grand Prix
Right.
from basically like 25th place, which
Yeah,
is
he was, like,
impossible.
in the back, and then he had like a 6th place penalty or something
Yeah.
crazy like that. Yeah, that was awesome. That was a good race. Also, Hamilton refused to go to the medical tent or something like that. So like the alarm in his car went off because it was such an intense smash
Yeah.
for him. And like now I guess he got like a warning from the FIA for not
Yeah,
going
which
to
is,
the
but also
tent.
like, I wonder if the medical car tried to pick him up on his walk back through the forest.
He didn't need the hospital. He knew what he needed, which was a walk through the woods.
Yeah.
He just needed to be alone with his thoughts for a little bit.
I liked that they called him forlorn looking when he was walking back.
I'd like to see him at like an aquarium, sort of being triggered by the porpoises. Because that's still the issue with Mercedes right now, right?
Yeah,
Or
there's some of
did they
that
figure
still.
that out?
I think there's just everything is an issue.
Yeah.
It seemed like today a lot of drivers were dealing with porpoising.
Yeah.
Everyone seemed real bouncy out there.
Yeah.
And some of the drivers
Not-
lack porpoise, a sense of porpoise anyway.
Right. Well, Daniel Ricciardo,
who we-
we'll talk about.
yeah.
Yeah,
Daniel-
he has a lack of porpoise.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's keep moving through this grid. We got Bottas in 19th, also DNF.
That was
remember
ugly.
how he DNF'd. What happened there?
He DNF'd because he was just avoiding the collision. Who was it between Latifi
yeah,
and
Latifi spun out, and
Yes.
And did
Bottas
his
had
best
to go off the track.
Did his best
Yeah.
to crash into Valtteri.
Yeah, seemingly. And then they were both kind of off the track, and then you just see Latifi speed away. It was pretty funny.
yeah, basically just didn't do anything. There wasn't even a collision, right? It was just
Yeah.
like
Latifi
drove
tried to
into
deliver
gravel
a
and got
birthday
stuck.
card.
It's like screaming "Happy Birthday!"
Happy birthday
honking
as he
his horn.
peeled
It's the
out,
birthday song.
as he rejoins the race, suffering no fucking consequences.
But also no rewards.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I believe
I guess
Latifi,
finishing the race is a reward.
Yeah,
That's
Latifi
true.
is, I think, the only person who does not have points yet this season.
Yes, Latifi. I don't have those points up, but he did come in 18th, so that he's next on our grid. So
Yeah. He's also, the amazing thing about Latifi is that he's so inconsequential, but creates so much shit around him that he's basically a factor in every single race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nobody else like that is like
He
the
has
worst
this-
driver, but also so bad that they like cause fucking mishaps for everybody.
He has
Yeah,
the
chaotic
shyness
energy,
touch.
for sure.
what kind of touch does
what
he
was
have,
it?
Jeff?
He has the
Yeah.
shyness touch. So everything he touches turns to shit.
It's good. Shyness touch, I like that a lot.
Did you just scroll up your phone? Was that on there as a?
No, that was
Okay.
Kayla playing Wordle.
Yeah.
Which, can some administrator take me out of that fucking channel? I don't play Wordle anymore. I can't leave
No,
it because
they
I'm
can't.
a recurring guest or whatever.
That's still going on, that channel? Oh my god.
Yeah,
well, in
I
that
get
channel,
the
it's
most.
mostly Marika
It's me
and
and
Kayla
Kayla.
posting
Yeah.
the
Just
framed
playing
results.
framed.
I've been so proud of myself because I followed Jake's unsolicited advice from If I Were You to unsubscribe from emails. I've been getting no notifications except for Kayla and fucking Marika doing like the
I know what you're-
pictorial
I
or
know
whatever.
You can
Yeah.
mute. You can mute channels.
Okay,
so
I'll
you could
do
just
that.
do that.
I'll remove you
Yeah.
from the channel. I'm an admin. I'll remove
Thank you.
I know that
Namaste.
Zen
Remove Riley
mindset
too.
that you're
She
going
wants-
for.
Yeah.
She wants out. You guys. I mean, this is an F1 podcast, but Marika, I'm sorry, you single-handedly ruined the Wordle Slack channel.
I know.
For me.
I know.
Okay, we talked about it. All right, cool.
It's fine. Yeah.
I still play Wordle, but I've like created a system where I'm just trying to do it as fast as possible. I do the same 3 words for the first 3 things. It gets me like all 5 letters, and then I'm like, okay, can I figure this out? Number 4, I usually do, and I'm done in like less than a minute. It's more of a speed thing for me now.
Right.
Yeah.
The new way I do it is I guess 2 words, and if I don't really know what's happening after that, I just don't play for the day, and that's kind of nice.
And that's sort of a DNF in a different way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do a DNF, and then I go and try to have sex with Jill, and I can't get hard, and I
The safety car is to come by.
Loss haunts me.
Number 17 on the grid, Mick Schumacher.
yeah.
He had
You know
a
what?
pretty good moment, I think, with Latifi, where he passed him. I was really proud of him. It was like a nice clean pass somewhere in the middle of the race.
I've got a nickname for Mick. It's the prodigal dumb.
That's very good.
Oh,
I do
I
love
feel
it.
he's got real like golden retriever puppy energy.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah, I think
It's
Schumacher.
it's a happy dumb.
Yeah, but what Schumacher is, I think, is what George Russell wants everyone to think he is.
Yeah.
George
Wait,
Russell
so what?
wants to be. George Russell wants to be like the little golden boy, but Schumacher actually just is.
so what is George actually then?
A better
I think
driver?
he's a better driver for sure.
Well, yeah.
He's kind of like a hollow man.
Yeah,
I
it's the
agree
thing
with
of
that.
like
the Kevin
George
Bacon
Russell
I
would
don't
be
think
like,
it's
what's,
good or bad.
yeah, like, what's your problem with me, man? Do you not like me? And it's like, I don't think about you.
Everyone's supposed to like me. I'm George Russell.
Yeah. Also, like, isn't his girlfriend like insanely hot, but he looks like a frog?
He's kind of hot.
All their girlfriends are insanely hot.
But I think
Like-
his is specifically really attractive, and he, to me, looks like some kind of amphibian.
Max's girlfriend isn't hot.
Well, he's
Max's girlfriend-
busted as fuck.
Max's girlfriend is a whole other thing that will
That's a long
take too
story.
long to get into.
It's its own segment.
It really is.
Number 16 on the grid, another Haas, Kevin Magnussen.
What happened to him?
Yeah,
What
I
happened?
don't
I
know.
don't
see him
Not
at
a
all the
great
whole
race
race.
for Haas.
Didn't we feel like in the top
No.
at the beginning of the season, like they're finishing in the points? We're like, oh my god, like Ferrari
Yeah.
and Haas. That's what this season's gonna be.
A couple weeks ago, it
wish.
seemed like Haas was getting faster, and those Haas boys were like giving some interesting sound bites, some really fun, like, we're gonna win, even though it's like you're not. But I love the energy.
I mean,
yeah.
I feel like I don't remember if it was yesterday during qualifying or today, but they were talking to Gunther, and I feel like he seemed like he felt pretty confident when they were doing like the pit wall conversations.
He always seems confident, and that's honestly why I think he's my favorite F1 character.
Yeah, me too.
For sure.
I feel like every Friday of a race weekend, he thinks that they might get a podium, and then every Sunday evening, he's like he wants to kill himself. Like he needs to be a little more even keeled, I think.
And Monday morning he forgets what happened.
Yeah,
And he just does it all over again.
exactly.
It's pretty baller.
Number 15.
This is so sad. Here we
Number
go.
15
lot
on
to
the
say.
grid. Our
P6 to P15.
Danny Ricciardo.
He had a good race for most of it. I mean, like, he still fell down to like 9, 10, 8, 9, 10. I didn't notice what happened that got him back to 15, but...
Yeah, I don't know either.
And the week after, or the second week after they announced he's not returning to McLaren, I was like, what if he gets like P6 or stays at least in the points?
Yeah.
Would be great, but not, nay.
Yeah, I was hoping for like a revenge
Yeah.
place.
Yeah, I did want him to win a bit.
And then, like,
It looks like he only did one pit stop.
that's really
So-
sad.
Well, that's probably
happened.
why, because his
Maybe.
tires are gone.
Yeah.
But it made me sad hearing the commentators being like, there might be a place for Daniel Ricciardo at Williams. I'm like, kidding me? Just retire.
And they were like, Williams, Haas.
Haas would be cool.
Haas or
would be
Haas,
cool.
folks.
I think, I don't know. I
H-A-U-S.
mean,
House. The House of Car.
I am admittedly really like whatever about Daniel Ricciardo, but I feel like he should have just retired a long time ago. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like the fact that he jumped from so many different teams is just like, what are you doing?
I agree.
but
I don't
that's
think
a
he should have
lot
left
in
Renault.
this time period. Yeah.
Leaving Renault was
He shouldn't have left Red Bull.
yeah,
clearly.
that was so stupid.
That was his own choice. That
yeah.
that's kind of cuckoo.
Yeah.
But I was never. I wasn't like I didn't bristle at confident Ricardo, but I didn't really think about him. I really feel for sad Ricardo.
Yeah.
When Danny is sad, I'm just like, I feel bad. I'm a real
you guys-
Danny empath.
See the video that he posted where he's like, "Hey guys, just want you to hear it from me."
It's like, you're the
he
last
looks-
person I'm hearing it from.
So sad.
Yeah.
The fake smiles.
Even in that video, he when he's talking about like, I don't know what my future holds, it like really seems like he's like,
He really doesn't
I don't.
know.
It might be my last season, just because I might not have a team to go to. Is what I read between the lines, and it's like
he should
that's
go to
such a
Formula
bummer.
E. He's perfect for Formula E.
He is perfectly for me. It's just like that personality is like, it needs people like that.
Yeah.
Just wacky. It's already like pretty wacky.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think he has enough of a personality to be like a standout racer. Or like he's not like a media star to me.
Yeah, he
He's
can't.
basically like he's the most charismatic Formula One driver. Where like, not a lot of the other ones are George Russell.
Checo and
It's-
George Russell.
Yeah,
He has a TV show being made about him or something, though. Like a sitcom or something.
really.
Yeah, Hulu show.
Wait, a Danny Ricciardo Hulu show?
Yeah, I don't know if
Yeah.
it's about him,
Wow.
but he's like working on a Hulu show.
I thought it was a Formula One sitcom.
I mean, I think it's a Formula One scripted series in the works at Hulu with
Which,
Daniel
Jake,
Ricciardo
you really should
developing.
staff on.
Yeah, I would love to. I'll email my agent after this. Maybe she'll finally get back to me.
Yeah.
He seems like a great fit for TV. Like it seems like if he retires from racing, I'll be seeing this guy around on Netflix or Hulu or I don't know he'll bring Quibi back or something.
Paramount
I'd be happy to
Plus.
see it.
For sure,
Yeah,
Paramount Plus.
For sure, Paramount Plus.
Next on the grid, we've got Zhou Guanyu.
Zhou Guanyu.
Zhou Guanyu.
Zhou
Guan Yu.
And I'm honestly,
Zhou
and
Guanyu.
I'm honestly basing it off of what David Croft says, so I could also be wrong. But I remember there was a whole thing at the beginning of the season where like they were explaining how to say his name, but then kept messing it up. It was just like, this shouldn't be this hard, guys.
Yeah. We have to have him on the podcast. It's the only way we can know for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He seems really cool.
Yeah, he finished 14th.
Yeah, good race.
Qualified
Sorry, I predicted
13th.
that I predicted he wouldn't finish.
DNF.
Yeah, so a better turnout than Jake predicted, and really that's all you can ask for.
Yeah, I owe you 2 apologies, sir.
Next up, number 13, Yuki Tsunoda.
Boo.
I hate Yuki.
You hate him? I like him.
Yeah, why do you hate
I
Yuki?
like Yuki.
Him in the Drives to Survive season 4. He's just like, he's such a little shit.
Yeah.
He's a literal
like-
child.
He's so young though.
Don't get. Well, he's not that young. He's like fucking 19.
That's pretty young to be driving race
Yeah,
cars
wait.
internationally.
Old enough to know
at
that
the
you
highest
shouldn't
level.
just be eating like Dunkaroos all the time or whatever.
He has Justin Bieber energy. Like, remember like
Yeah.
the story of Justin
He's
Bieber
22.
pissing in a mop bucket backstage or whatever?
Yeah.
Like, that's the type of shit that Tsunoda would do. He's just kind of like a dickhead, but that bodes well for his glow up when he's like 28 and he has like a face tattoo and it's just really cool.
I mean, also, we have to look at Max Verstappen, who like 3 years ago punched Esteban Ocon, like, and now is like relatively even keel. So
Verstappen is even keel?
I mean, in comparison to 3 years ago, Verstappen,
Yeah, I guess now
he's
he
not
does all of
punching
his...
anyone anymore.
Well,
I think
but
it
also,
helps if
this
you're
is,
like over 100 points in
Yeah.
the lead for the drivers'
What is
championship.
there
I
to
mean,
upset
I don't know
about?
if Helmut Marko tried to find a psychiatrist for Yuki. Maybe that's what he did for Verstappen. Maybe the team psychiatrist is doing great
That's
stuff.
what I'm saying though. Like, don't make this fucking 80-year-old bag like babysit you and teach you
I
manners.
hate Helmut Marko. Helmut Marko sucks.
It's like it's not cotillion, it's Formula One. You should come ready and know how to show up for your work where you get paid so much.
What prepares you to be in Formula One as an 18-year-old? Come ready?
I don't know what
Formula
his
3.
history was before
Yeah, I guess.
Formula One. So yeah, what was he driving before Formula One? Was he in Formula 3?
I think he had a
think-
Passat.
Yeah, I think they come through the drivers program, right? Because it's
Sometimes.
Red Bull's drivers program. I mean, it's
Yeah.
AlphaTauri, so it's. I think they.
He did the Formula 3 series in 2019 and then the Toyota Racing Series in 2020. Which I guess is Formula 2. Question mark? I don't know. I'm looking at Wikipedia. So he did some of them, but yeah, he was still a child.
Still is a child, I would say.
Yeah.
He should still be karting.
Stay in your lane, Yuki.
He doesn't quite have Gen Z energy. It's like below Gen Z energy is what I get from him.
Oh, you think he's what's the next one?
Zoomer?
Alpha?
Oh.
Isn't it like
I don't know.
Generation Alpha or something? Isn't that what
I think we're creating new generations like too
Every
back to
year.
back.
Yeah.
Because everyone's trying to be independent. They want to distance themselves.
Yeah.
Anyway, pretty good finish for him, I guess, considering he started in the pit lane. But,
Yeah. Next up, we got Lando Norris. He came in 12th.
So Lando Norris, I think, has the most boy energy of anyone. Like he really doesn't
I
seem
love
to have experienced anything in his life except
I love it.
being in
It's
the
a
garage at an F1.
It's F1 and like Twitch streaming, which is the most Gen Z energy. I like to call him Lando Norris because it's a no from me, Doc. Dog.
I love Lando.
Dog.
Lando's my dumb little son.
Yeah, I think my all-time favorite thing that happened to Lando was when he was leading the race. They told him to pit for the inters. This is the Russian Grand Prix, right?
Yeah.
Told him to pit for the inters. He said, "Shut up, shut up, shut up." Then he spun out and ended up finishing like 5th or 7th or something. Like
That was I loved that. I thought that was
yeah,
so
that was-
great.
I love
I made
it. He's
I
such
made a
shithead.
playlist for that
But
moment.
you can't be angry at him though. It's not like he's an adult. That's the thing. It's like you're like, oh, you're young and making mistakes. Never mind that he cost that team like millions of dollars or whatever because he did that. It's still fun to watch.
How old is Lando?
I think he's
think
37.
There's no way.
I thought he was 8.
I've seen him
Lando's
on YouTube and Twitch,
22.
so I assume he's like 15.
Yeah.
He's
22 's close.
22.
The thing
Yeah.
with
That's
Lando,
very
and
young.
maybe
A
I
little
don't know.
older than Yuki.
I don't know about Yuki, but I know that with Lando, like part of his pits, like they actually started calling it the shit lane for him because it's like changing tires and his diapers.
God damn. He also had like
Yeah.
a 10-second pit stop this race for some reason. Which
That
sucks.
was Yuki.
Yeah.
Oh, that was Yuki? Never mind.
That actually, yeah, we'll come back to that.
Yeah, let's move along to our 11th
Well, we also
place.
we didn't talk about it's
Oh.
too late for Plan G.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's got to be the radio call of the day.
Yeah, I think so too. He was just like stuck in a DRS train the entire race. I think that's what mostly happened to him, which sucks.
Yeah, but he's a shithead.
11th on the grid was Lance Stroll.
Yes, dude. Everyone has a favorite driver and then a second favorite driver. And for me, my second favorite driver is Lance friggin' Stroll.
There's no way.
Why is that?
I honestly, well, cause it started as a joke, but I feel like the calling Nicholas Latifi the Goatifi and like I feel like his
That's really
Latifi's
good.
dad also got him a place on the grid, and he really sucks. And Stroll's dad got him a place on the grid, and he just kind of sucks. So I feel like that's it's nepotism at its best.
Yeah. Also, I mean, I guess Stroll's dad got him a place on the grid by buying a whole team.
Yeah.
Right? Like Latifi, I guess, kind of his dad sponsors Williams. But
Yeah, I feel like he must sponsor them a lot.
Yeah.
it's also wild because Latifi like grew up karting with Lance and Max. Like there's photos of them like when they were like 15 wearing cargo shorts in Florida. Like
Oh,
but he's so bad in comparison. It's like what went wrong?
Yeah,
Yeah.
what's wrong with the Canadians?
He doesn't have
I don't
it.
know. What did Crofty say? 2 Canadians starting in the top 10 for the first time in Formula One.
Yeah.
It's got to be the most useless stat.
Incredible stat. Incredible.
the
I've been
self-awareness.
keeping track of every double Canadian start, and this is the highest it's ever been.
I tried typing out all of the useless stats that they were saying when they were going through the starting grid. Impossible. They're a mile a minute.
Yeah.
There's so many. It's crazy. Charles Leclerc never finished on a podium from outside 7th. Max, all I have is Max 16th or lower podium 3 times.
Right.
2 Aston Martins top 10 first time of the season. And then I gave up.
All right.
Next on the grid, we've got Albon in at 10th.
I'm proud of him.
Yeah.
My prediction would have been an Albon win just because I wanted it, but I'm glad he got a point.
I'm kind of pissed that he took that point from Lance, but there's another race. There's another race. There's always another race.
There's always another race.
moving on past Albon, I feel like 7th, 8th, and 9th. This was like these three guys had my favorite moment of the race. Let's start with 9th place Pierre Gasly. But they had that moment where they were like all three of them were together.
Yeah.
Oh, three abreast.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
And I can't remember who ended up in front, but they were like all three overtaking each other in one turn. And I was like, this is some real driving.
I have in my notes, based on another Crofty quote, that it was the second time in this race that Esteban Ocon took two cars in one corner. But it really, every thing that they said about that was like slightly too sexual.
That's the opposite
two cars
of
in one corner,
did not finish.
three abreast. I can't remember the first way that he said it, but it was also a little weird. But
I can't say this. Never mind.
What can you not say based on the stuff that you have felt fine saying?
He's got his
really
hand
curious.
down his pants.
In my pocket.
Also,
I don't know what to do with this
This
arm.
is a video podcast, right?
fully-
We're releasing this as a video.
fully reclined.
It was gonna be the pun on the C word with Ocon.
that's good. That's very fun.
Marika can say it.
Yeah, I'm not going to. But it's good.
Number
I don't know the origin of SD Bestie, but that is a nickname for him that I see a lot online. So I'm co-opting it, even though I don't really like him.
Yeah, I don't really have an
Ugly as
opinion
hell.
on.
Like they're supposed to be hot. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We're losing Vettel.
Vettel, you think is hot? Vettel looks
Yeah,
that he
Vettel's
works
hot.
at a beet farm. No, he's not
Vettel
hot.
came in 8th.
Vettel
Next
is
on our list.
granola.
Vettel's
He's
hot.
crunchy. He's casual. Just rolled out of bed, daddy.
He's many good things, but he's not hot. He's
Yeah, I
not
wouldn't say
remotely
he's
hot.
I think it's
think he's
interesting
hot.
his
He's hot.
progression over F1, how he looks. He looks like maybe the most different of anybody in their
he started
career.
really like, I feel like he kind of had a punk vibe early on, and now has progressed to like,
And then he
this
went, like,
crunchy
bald.
granola. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now he has tons of hair.
Miracle grow.
Interesting. Didn't the
Interesting.
same thing happen to Lewis Hamilton?
I think Lewis Hamilton's doing something, yeah.
They've all got
Awesome.
the same guy as LeBron.
Doing something to his hair.
I think so. He's doing something to get it
I
back.
don't know. I don't
Oh
know.
yeah, definitely.
I'd have to see some comparison photos before I do.
I'll send one to the chat, you guys.
Yeah.
It's
Incriminating.
I do want to know more about Esteban Ocon's feud with Pierre Gasly. They're like enemies. So
Esteban
anytime there's
Ocon came in
anything,
7th.
yeah. Anytime there's just any like battle between them, I hope that it ends in some sort of fight because I know that they don't like each other.
Is it because they're both French? Is it some sort of
I think
gotta be.
French rivalry?
Yeah, I think it's like the growing
Oh my
up with each
God.
other rivalry.
Wow, look at this hairline on Lewis Hamilton.
yeah, I mean, if I were making $1 million, I'd also get a sick hair transplant.
It looks really good on him.
Yeah.
He looks so
Like you
much
would not
better.
know.
When was that first photo taken?
It looks like a long time ago because he's not in a Mercedes
Yeah.
uniform.
It's taking 30 years in the future.
Wow. Where's my grid? Here it is. Number 6, Charles Leclerc.
Charles Leclerc.
Devastating.
Idiot.
I mean,
fucking
what a
dumbasses.
What a dumb strategy.
I
Yep.
They
Yep.
outdo themselves
texted-
every
I
week.
can't believe what I saw. And I see that I
Just-
feel that way every week.
Every race.
I've been watching.
This one was like, I felt
specifically
like
with
I was
Ferrari.
playing, I felt like I was playing a video game and making a bad choice. Like the screen pops up, like hit A or B if you want to pit right now or whatever. And just being like, B. It's like, the strategy a lot of times is like, okay, the tire strategy was really shitty and it took half a race to play out. This was just like, we could get the fastest lap on the last lap. Let's just do it. And without looking like at any of the times or anything, it's just so insane.
And it cost them what, like 3 points?
Right? Because he lost the place.
Yeah, what happened
And
was
he sped coming out of the lap or out of the pit, right?
Yeah.
Or going in. I don't know which side actually.
I think he was speeding out of the pit.
Yeah.
It's also so funny that they're doing all this, like, all right, let's get this point because it's critical in our championship battle with Verstappen. It's just like, you guys, that's not. It's
That-
You know what's
I don't
helpful?
think that's-
15 points instead of 12.
yeah, and
At this
also you're
point-
just like, it's clear that you're not gonna fucking contend.
Yeah. The Ferrari really is like the New York Knicks of Formula One.
Oh, yeah, it's a good comp.
Yeah,
I just-
at this point, Charles is like behind by 98 points, and
It's insane.
Carlos is catching up to Charles. Charles
Yeah, he's
has
got-
186
That's wild.
points. Carlos has
15.
171.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Like
Charles might not even end up on the podium.
Yeah, I mean, God, I feel like he just doesn't. Now he doesn't even have the energy to primal scream. He's like given up that much.
Yeah, I was
So, like-
trying to find his like reaction at the end of the race, but I can't
It's got
find
to
it.
just be a sigh. It's got to just be like a whatever.
Yeah, dead silence. I mean,
hard breath.
It's pretty possible that Carlos is going to pass him in the points. He passed him last year. He got more points than him. Like,
Yeah.
they're really fucking Charles over. I say as more of a Carlos fan.
I mean, to keep using sex as an analogy, I just feel like Charles blows his load too early. He's a premature Leclerc later.
That's fascinating. It's fascinating that you bring that up. I feel like we're talking more about Ferrari's strategy, and
Yeah.
you are talking about Leclerc coming early.
Yeah.
I wonder
Just
how
2
they're
years in a
related.
row where he like loses steam. I guess I could have just said that. 2 hours, 45 minutes of sleep.
Fifth on the grid, Fernando Alonso.
Yeah,
Go.
Good.
a good race from our guy.
I mean, immediately a great start for him. Right into the crash with Lewis. He was doing great. We established was not his fault. Didn't have to be so mean about it over radio. But that's fine. I don't know. I feel like I put too many eggs in my Fernando basket every race, and I'm like, he's gonna tear shit up, and then he doesn't do
P5,
anything in the way that I
P6.
want him to do.
Yeah.
Right.
Like-
we want him battling with the Red Bulls, but instead it's
Yeah.
just like he's like, I'm not going to fuck with them. I'm going to fuck with everybody else.
Yeah, it sucks.
I've enjoyed him coming back and being good, though. And I like him doing it in an Alpine.
Not anymore.
Yeah,
Really.
not for long. But good finish for Alpine overall.
Wait, sorry, Geoff. Do you not know any of the?
I only knew that Ricciardo. I haven't looked at the signings.
Oh my god. The biggest drama of the season.
I only followed
Yeah.
Ricciardo, and I know Ferrari's sticking the same.
Well, but that does mean that Ricciardo could go back to Alpine, which is exciting.
yeah,
Yeah.
I want to see that.
I want to see him in
Yeah.
Alpine. I don't want to see him in a fucking Haas,
Yeah.
even though he is a Haas.
Yeah, I'd like to see Ricardo in an Alpine. I think that's good storytelling. And after all, F1 is about stories, really, at the end of the day.
Yeah,
It's about stories and ejaculating on time, exactly when you need to.
Yes.
yeah.
Number
But
4.
I don't know.
Go ahead, Marika.
No, I was just gonna say that when I went to the Canadian Grand Prix and he got second, my friend and I were so excited. My friend like bought his Alpine jersey. He was like, "Let's go! He's gonna kill Max! Like, can't wait to watch this." And he did absolutely nothing, and now I just don't trust him.
Wait, so what is the drama? He's retiring again?
No, he's moving to Aston Martin, but it was announced in like he's taking Vettel's seat.
Why?
Vettel's retiring.
Vettel's
I know
retiring.
that,
He's
but
taking
I'm like, Alpine's cars are faster.
right. Yeah, I mean, currently that is the case, and he's kind of crazy for it. But the way it was announced was like Alpine didn't know that he was moving.
It was very funny.
It was like, yeah, it was like right in the middle of all the contract negotiation stuff. He kind of like waited till the last minute, announced it early, and then pieced out on vacation and like left a bunch of drama. And then people were like, oh, Oscar Piastri is going to take his place, and then at Alpine, and then Oscar was like, no, I'm not. And so now there's just a lot of questions, but he's probably a pretty big contender for the McLaren seat, from my understanding. And that's what you missed on Glee.
Alpine looks so dumb in this whole thing. They lose Alonso. They announce Piastri. He says he's not coming. And they're like, all right, well, guess what? Fuck you guys. We're going to get Danny Ricciardo back. It's like, wow. The guy that's finishing 15th in the McLaren? Great. Good stuff. Sad Danny coming to the team.
Fourth, we got George Russell.
Do you mean Mr. Consistency?
Damn it, I was going to say that.
See, you said Mr. Consistency, and I immediately went to like viscosity because he looks like milk.
I said Mr. Consistency. He gave us a run for our money. I was scared. I was scared he was going to catch up on Carlos.
Same.
He had a good race.
Yeah.
He had a good race.
He always has a good race. I think he's one of the better drivers out there.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see him go. I mean, Hamilton didn't finish this week, but like him and Hamilton being almost on equal footing in the Mercedes does show like his mettle as a driver, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, is he also shitting on the car as much as Hamilton has been? Lewis is like, this car sucks.
But he was in a Williams.
Right.
And Hamilton was in like the best car possible.
Yeah,
that's true.
But it is a weird dichotomy where it's like, who is actually doing better if they can adapt to this car? But it seems like the car is just also terrible. So
yeah, the car does seem
I don't
bad.
know.
But even Hamilton is like still doing well in it when he's I don't know. It seems like he can just will the car to be better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently he was at the track until midnight, burning the midnight oil with the team, trying to make the car better.
I love those parts of Drive to Survive where he's like with all the techs and he's just like leaning over, looking at a computer screen, but not really doing anything, just kind of being there.
Yeah,
I think he and Vettel are like very
midnight?
into that sort of thing, which is cool.
I think George Russell just always assumes that he has a New York Times profile going on at him, and that like that's how he conducts himself all the time.
Yeah. George Russell or Lewis Hamilton?
George Russell. I think he's just always acting like he's being profiled. Like when Zhou Guan Yu, excuse me, flipped over and Russell just like sprinted over like he could help.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is. And then I think he posted a photo on Instagram of him running over and he's like, great race. I'm glad everything worked out. Like, yeah, dude. I know why you sprinted over.
He made a huge deal after that moment of like, I mean, they basically were like, you can't restart. And he was so upset about it, which is fair, but also like you got out of your car. Did you think they were going to give you a pass for this?
Right. And what did you think you would do if you got over there? that the
He
safety
also
people weren't
catches
doing.
fire.
It's so fun if he twisted his ankle jumping on that like big tire stack.
Did you know he's
He
like
also
the head
falls
of
between the fence.
He's like the head of the drivers like group or whatever. He's like their spokesperson. So like when the drivers
guy
have like
sucks.
when the drivers have like a grievance, they like all meet together, and he like whatever it was earlier this season when it was, I don't know, porpoising or maybe it was even the first race when it was this season where it got bombed, right? Where there was like a
Yeah.
they had
the
the
first
drivers
race.
met and stuff, and like he was like came out and like gave a statement or whatever, and I'm just like, why are you the mouthpiece? Like you're like the last person.
Yeah.
And it's like, you can definitely tell that he really likes that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He likes the spotlight. He wants to be the mouthpiece. He wants to be the
Yeah.
face of the sport.
Yeah.
I think
We're really shitting on
He's-
everybody today.
Yeah, but I mean, I like him.
Really
I
are.
mean,
I like him too.
he's doing it the right way. He's trying to be such a good guy that everyone likes him. So it's like it's kind of fake, and I can see through it. But at the same
Yeah.
time, it's like you are actually being a really nice guy all the time.
Yeah.
So
It is. There is
How can I hate
like
that?
a genuine aspect to it. It's just like you're doing a little too much.
Yeah.
Like, just, like
you can
literally
see
try
you can
hard.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can definitely see the intention behind everything.
Yeah.
I feel that way when I see John Cena do anything. Anytime he does like press or something, like when he was in the Peacemaker costume
Yeah.
everywhere, like that felt so calculated. And he's like, "Well, we looked at the numbers, and everyone decided this would be very funny if I did this."
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I get that same sort of like, okay, George Russell, sure, yeah, you are
Right.
this nice guy.
Right. He's a robot who's like calculated how to make, or an alien that's like studied, oh, this is how you get to get people to like you. So I will do
Yeah.
it to a T.
Yeah.
I also see him with his shirt off all the time.
All the time.
All the time.
Yeah. And he's ripped, but
always-
he's not
yeah.
stacked.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's this skinny
Lean.
guy.
Yeah. Right. I think
Which is
I'd
probably what
maybe
you
get-
need to be, but
Right.
I don't
When
know.
you're,
Skinny with
you're
a
sweating
thick
out like
neck.
7 pounds of water every single race.
All right, we are at the podium now. We've got Carlos Sainz in number 3.
My
He
there it
is.
is. There it is.
55.
55.
Carlos Sainz Jr., you mean?
Carlos Sainz Jr., I apologize.
Don't forget he has an overbearing father.
Do you have to have that
what
to be
is
an
there to
F1?
say?
It seems like maybe you do need some sort of like very
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You need to have a
Because
daddy
they
issue.
invested
There's
a
no
lot.
other way.
Yeah.
They invested a lot in it.
Is there a
mean,
single
for
person
them-
that has a healthy relationship with their dad on this grid? It does not seem like it.
Absolutely
I
not.
mean, probably Lewis Hamilton, but there's also probably a little something there. Like,
Yeah,
I think Lewis Hamilton's story is the most wholesome and like good,
Yeah.
and his
Yeah.
dad seems like a good person. But yeah,
Yeah, it's like you have to start so young that are you even that into it as a kid? I mean, you have
Yeah.
to be like sure
I
this
think
is what
they
you
have
want to do.
to be. Yeah,
Yeah, but it must come from a little bit the parents being like,
yeah.
wouldn't
Like,
that be
'cause
fun
how
if we
else would
spent
you?
several $1,000s on a souped
Right?
up
Like,
cart
oh, you're really,
and strapped
you're
you
really
into it?
this karting thing. I'll quit my job and move to Europe with you.
Yeah,
I think you have to be way too invested in your kid.
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, I feel like it's like that for most sports. Like how many little leaguers are really like, I guess I want to be a baseball player, sort of thing. It's just like these,
But I almost feel like
these
every
dads are
little-
way richer. So they're like, yeah, we could put you in a cart instead of buying you a bat.
yeah.
But like when I was little, I also wanted to be a professional baseball player, but my parents just probably saw me playing t-ball and they're like, well, that's not going to happen. So like,
Yeah.
dad's going to keep on being a tax lawyer, Jake. I think we know where the money's coming from.
Here's a microphone, Jake. See if you can talk into this for a while.
Yeah.
It's one of those rinky-dink children's microphones that does like an echo, the plastic one.
Go talk
Like,
to yourself
Jake
in the
loves
mirror.
I mean, I feel like Carlos came in. I don't know if you read any of his like pre-race interviews, but he was like very much like Red Bull is going to beat us today.
Yeah.
Even afterwards. I mean, I think that I don't know. I was confused why they did the second stop onto hards, but I guess it was like, he said after the race that the tire degradation was just way too much and he was slipping and sliding. But
His package was fucked, guys.
Yeah.
they used the wrong package.
They used the wrong package.
Valtteri style.
I also like, I don't remember if this was a message to Charles or Carlos. It might have actually been to Charles, but the engineer was like, just try your best. It's like, you're trying to win a championship. What do you mean, just try your best? Like, what are you talking about?
We're all very proud of you over here.
Yeah.
He had some response where he was just like, I'm pushing a lot, guys. They're like, I'm doing everything I can. The car isn't good.
Yeah. I feel bad for him, but at the same time, I feel like he's more consistent than Charles.
It seems like
which is not really Charles's fault. I don't know. I think I'm still trying to find like the post-race interviews with Charles, and all I've seen so far is that he was like, the pit lane thing was my fault. It was a mistake that I made. I feel like Matteo is like holding him at gunpoint, just
it's like a sniper.
We did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
And you don't tell them anything.
It's hard to see, like, oh, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, the pit lane thing is weird. Isn't there just a button you press to prevent you from speeding in the pit lane? And what, did he just turn off the button too early? Or I don't know exactly how that part of it works.
I think he got
there's like a
nervous
pit lane mode.
Fernando was going to pass him, so he kind of pushed it a little
Yeah, that's
bit.
what I
But
what it looked like to me.
you're like, should I break the rules right now? Like, it seems like, I don't know.
There's always, in every sport, there's a little bit of cheating to see how much you can get away with, especially in a racing scenario.
There's a lot of cheating in this sport.
There's a lot of cheating.
Yeah, it seems like every race, everyone's just trying to get away with something, just like a little bit. What kind of edge can I get?
I agree.
Video
Stop.
podcast.
Okay, Jake is peeing right now, but we're going to go ahead and talk about our number 2 guy, Checo, came in second.
I'm tired of Checo. I'm tired of Sergio Perez. I'm over him. I don't dislike him. I'm just tired of him.
Yeah.
In what way? Like his driving, his personality,
just like his driving, because I just get annoyed when he passes Carlos. His personality, because he's just very bland. But then like, I don't know. There's a weird thing where like I really feel for him with the Max situation, because he is so close, or he like was so close to him in the points. Where like he could, in theory, be a championship contender. So every time that he like comes in second to Max, I'm like, that's a bummer, man. Sorry about it. But then I also think about how he's like literally 32 years old and like so boring, and I'm like,
Yeah. It's
How
an
are you
extension
like
of hating
this?
Red Bull.
Yeah.
yeah.
I have in my notes Perez immediately losing 3 places. Hot. His start was terrible. I liked how they were like, oh, Checo is like angling himself 20 degrees towards the racing line, and then Fernando immediately got ahead of him. He immediately loses 3 places. Also, like Carlos was angled. They were like this at the start.
Yeah.
It was great.
So
Also, wasn't he about to retire 2 seasons ago, and then Red Bull picked him up?
I think it was just like he was without a seat,
Without-
maybe.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was rooting for him to not have a seat.
2 years ago, I mean, I think I've only stopped liking him when he's come to Red Bull. But
I mean, once he came to Red Bull, I was like, see? Because he was in the pink and blue cars.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Racing Point or whatever.
Racing Point.
Force
Yeah.
Force India.
Force India.
Yeah, whichever it was. Yeah.
And those were they were so annoying. The way they drove, the way he drives, so annoying. Worse in the middle of the pack, I'll say, but also annoying because it's Red Bull and they're winning.
Yeah, but I will say that I like when. So say like Carlos is in first and Checo is in second, and Checo is just like defending somebody who's trying to pass him. I love when that kind of thing is happening because Checo will hold up a race and
he loves
cause
to
some
hold
problems.
up. Yeah.
So like you can count on him to work in your favor sometimes. But when it's happening and it's not in your favor, you're pissed because he's
sucks.
just.
He seems like a great number 2 driver. Like every team would want him as their number 2 driver.
Right, like because Max will just pass you, and Checo will frustrate you, and that's kind of like.
I mean, Checo frustrates Max. Like when Max is behind him, he's like, "We're going way too slow." Like Max only gets angry on the radio. He never celebrates. So anytime he's like yelling on the radio, you know it's because he's angry at like his own teammate. Even though it's like dude, you started like P14 and it's lap like 5 and you're in like 4th place and you're like screaming at your teammates. Like, okay,
chill out.
You can totally tell at the end of the race too when they finish and they're just like, "All right, well done, Max. That's P1." And he just goes, "Ha ha, yes,
He loves it. He loves to do it. It's the ha ha. We did it, boys. Another good one.
It's like, you've been yelling at me all race, man. I'm fucking pissed at you."
He's like, "Leave me alone. Don't talk to me." And then Christian Horner comes over the radio at the end of the race, and it sounds like he's been scripting his line the entire race. It's
my god! Yes.
You're in a class of your own, Max.
Yeah.
Do you think that Christian Horner pictures Max when he fucks Ginger Spice?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Oh, that's who his wife is.
Yeah.
I was like,
Always
you're
wearing
singer.
white at races. Anytime she's on a cream number or a white number, and I don't understand it.
Cream number.
Christian Horner is like he's one of the sorest losers I've ever seen, and he's also bad when he's winning. So he's just a piece
He's
of
so
shit.
smug. I mean, he's
so
the perfect
smug.
villain. I really do truly love him for that.
Yeah.
Anytime he comes over the radio or is like doing he's always like the first to get a post-race interview. I had ESPN just like playing in the background. Immediately they found him. Like he loves to talk, and I admire that. I admire that in him.
The thing is,
knows
I
what
feel
he's
like
doing.
he's just Marty's evil twin.
No
Let's
way.
unpack that.
I just feel like they have the same energy, but Christian's the worst version.
It's like there's like a quietness to them sometimes.
And then it's like Marty will like often have something rehearsed for a meeting, I feel like. And he wants to be the first
Drag
person
him.
interviewed at like conventions.
Absolutely drag him.
I'm gonna get demoted.
You can't get any lower, man.
We've been talking about Max Verstappen, who is our final person on the grid. He came in first.
Yeah.
Not really a surprise, but also kind of a surprise just because of where he started in the race. But it's like, who can touch him, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels like he's driving a different car. I think he just has a different car.
Insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Insane drive. Like, so fucking impressive. I hate him so much.
Yeah.
It sucks.
It would be interesting,
but he's
like-
so good.
I wonder if so. Let's just imagine Pierre Gasly is Max Verstappen. Would we hate him as much, or is it like this amazing confluence of like Max Verstappen is the most annoying driver driving the best car, and it's just like it's such a bad combination. Like I'm trying to imagine
think
I would
it's-
hate
To
whoever
me, that's
if
the
anyone
perfect
was
combination
winning this much.
for a Formula One driver. Like
Yeah.
it's like in Talladega Nights, where it's like he's basically what's his name, Sacha Baron Cohen's character is like, oh, who's this really good F1 driver coming into NASCAR, and he's just like this annoying, really good European guy, and it's like, yeah, this is exactly who I would expect to be the number one driver in the world.
I guess Lewis. Sorry.
No, you can go.
I guess when Lewis was like winning every race for like 7 years, not that I watched those races live, but like watching the docu-series and then watching it, some of them live last year. It's just like, wait, did I even do that? I don't know.
You did, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know. I didn't like him then, but it's because they make things boring. And with Lewis, it was like, I like Lewis, but I hate that he makes everything boring. And then the real interesting thing is everything from third place down. With Max, it's like, I hate his personality and he makes things boring.
Yeah.
Right.
So if it was Gasly, it'd be not as bad, I think.
Yeah.
But still,
I also
we would
think
all hate him.
his fans are fucking awful.
Yeah.
I think that's another big issue.
Yeah.
The
Now
Orange
who's shitting on
Army is
Belgium?
scary and bad.
Wait, sorry. What don't you like? The sexism or the racism, or like
the
is it something else?
It's only the smoke.
Yeah, I don't like the smoke. That's my main problem
Only
with
the
them.
orange smoke.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, I hate that. Those are really.
Which is really just for McLaren, right?
Yeah, I mean, Lando posted on his Instagram story today, like, so many McLaren fans.
Yeah.
Nice.
Laughing to himself alone in his trailer.
Yeah, I don't know. There's sometimes when I really enjoy I enjoy certain things that Max does. I think that his like press personality has gotten really better and kind of funny. He's like, I don't know how to describe his like the smile that he uses for like any sort of press thing. I find so fascinating and like weird. And then sometimes I like when he like interacts with other drivers. I think that he has cute moments with them. And there was like one race a few months ago where he like fist bumped Lewis Hamilton, and I was like, God bless, this is great. I love the sport.
Yeah, I think he has
Healing is
definitely
happening.
chilled out a little bit. I mean, he was like so stressed out last season that it was like, oh, you're like gonna snap or something bad is going to happen. And that was like more exciting, but I kind of was like, I don't like this person.
Yeah.
I think he's like much more likable as a person, but he definitely retreated from all of the like spotlight because of, I think, last season, and kind of sucks because like I think he's actually probably more likable and probably funnier. I mean, the cool down room, he's like,
it's great.
Like a
the cool down
normal
room is the
person.
best thing that happened to Formula One.
So I don't know. It's like I hope that he becomes a little more human.
Yeah.
Seeming.
That
I
would
mean,
be
he
nice.
is, but like I don't think like the people around him like let him too.
Yeah.
And he feels like he has to be this like super serious guy because now he's like the preeminent winner. But I don't know. It's boring. It is boring for sure, and that's part of why I don't like it.
Yeah. It's a lot easier for him to like crack a smile and be cool when he's finishing races like this too.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That almost says something about his personality. It's like I'll be cool when I'm winning by a lot.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Speaking of winning a lot and points after today's race, Verstappen is in the lead with 284 points. Perez is in second with 191 points. Leclerc's in third with 186.
The season is over.
Yeah. It's really a fight for second and third, really. In fourth and fifth,
which is super interesting.
Yeah, fourth.
Yeah.
Carlos Sainz has 171 points. George Russell has 170. So the top five racers, it's pretty tight for
After
second
Verstappen.
place.
Yeah.
But Verstappen is it's done, I think, for him. He's the champion of 2022. That's my prediction.
Whoa.
And then also the constructor standings. Red Bull is in first with 475 points. Ferrari is in second with 357 points. Mercedes is in third with 316. And then in fourth, Alpine has 115. They're pretty far back there.
I mean, it would be interesting to like chart like where Ferrari is headed in the constructors versus where Mercedes is headed, because like they could very much blow it.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing. Anyway, just throwing that out there.
I think they will blow it. I don't know. I'm
Yeah, they
surprised
will.
at what they were saying. I think Carlos was saying that like Zandvoort is going to be a good race for them, but we've only raced
say
there
that all the
once,
time.
right?
Yeah.
Like, I think, but it was interesting that he was like, Zandvoort's going to be our advantage, and then Monza is going to be Red Bull's advantage. So, which feels like it should be the reverse, just solely because it's like Max's home race. But I don't know. It'll be interesting. I think they're going to blow it though.
Okay, so next up, that was the race. We're gonna rate the race. Our system for rating the race goes like this: if you think it's a good race, you give it a push. If you think it was a bad race, you give it a box. So I'll go ahead and start. I think this race ultimately was a box. I think there was like a lot of action up front. And then I was very bored for an hour.
I am also going to give the race a box. There was one point where someone towards the end of the race, I think Crofty was like, things are going to get interesting now and exciting now between George and Carlos. And I was truly falling asleep. And I was like, oh man, gotta wake up for this.
I'm going to give this race a push. I actually thought Sainz starting on podium, the quali and all the penalties, it was a lot of hype. And the first lap did live up to it. So I think that spike made it so that even when it leveled out, I was still pretty excited. And also the Danny leaving McLaren gave that like a fun storyline, something to root for. And the weather. The track, Spa's beautiful. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a push.
I am also going to give it a push. I think it's like memorable. Like, I mean, a car went airborne. That was dope. And Carlos podiumed. So I'm always happy to see that. You know, anytime it's like a 1-2 Red Bull, you're kind of like, okay, this is like a somewhat
They're 20th
boring
in Formula
race.
One.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
Yeah, and I've seen, I think all of them. It certainly feels that way. I don't know. Yeah, it was the kind of middle of the race was pretty boring. You know, Charles tried to screw it up in the end in dramatic fashion. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, that was fun. You got it.
So it had some memorable moments for me. So I'll give it the push.
Okay.
Jeff,
I
you're
also
gonna
am
break the tie.
giving it a push. And part of that is my bias of I haven't watched a race for like 2 months till today. But for the kind of the same reasons Pile and Jake said, I don't have a lot to add, but seeing Danny, like I was like, oh, like I want Danny Rick to stick it to McLaren. I had already decided that I actually don't like McLaren as a team and brand.
Love it.
But now that
How
they're
much
not
did you
giving
spend
him a
on
seat,
that McLaren sweatshirt that you bought?
probably like $70. But now I'm firmly a member of the Tifosi with a Haas,
Which is
with a side of Haas.
Arguably
Welcome.
worse. Yeah, we all are, and we regret it, but we can't leave.
And
Way to downgrade, bro.
Yuki Tsunoda having a 10-second pit stop will always make me rate a race as push. Little fucker.
Speaking of little fuckers, who was the hottie of the week?
Hottie of the week. I have to give it to Valtteri Bottas because it's his birthday and he deserves.
It's his birthday. I
he
did
deserves
find
to
the
finish at least something.
this naked photo of him on Instagram, on his wife's Instagram.
God.
Same farmer's tan,
Wow.
Yeah.
right? Those
Great.
two beige shooting sleeves.
Incredible.
I think my hottie of the week is gonna go to. Oh boy, I think it was Lewis saying it doesn't really matter what he said during that interview. I thought
Yeah,
that
it
was the
was
hottest moment.
Yeah, I'll piggyback off that. I think Lewis Hamilton's the hottie of the week. I like to see a race car driver walking alone in the woods after going airborne.
long walks in the woods.
Yeah, I think all of that was hottie behavior. So I got to give it to him.
I think this is more like Hottie of the Month because we had so much time off and Jake was just constantly posting photos of Carlos's Instagram. So I'm going to go with Carlos just because I have a lot of photos in my brain of him on vacation driving around the Mediterranean or wherever in like a runabout teak boat. Yeah. So I'm going to go with Carlos.
My dude.
I'm going to go Toto Wolff because there was one shot of him in the race where he just looked really contemplative.
Yeah.
And it was definitely Zunkel energy.
I was going to try to track how many Toto zoom-ins there were during the race, and it was truly only one.
It was one.
I wanted
It's
to
in my
choke me.
notes.
Yeah.
I really do.
I love that for you.
Thank you.
So those were our hotties of the week. Now, finally, let's get to the little bitch of the day.
Can I start?
Please.
Yeah.
It's Pile. For saying I should be a commentator. After the probably least interesting point of the group chat. And then not being able to figure out his microphone for the first 15 minutes. So that's what really cemented it. I was going to say Zach Brown,
bad.
but it's ultimately Andrew Pile.
Yeah.
Zach Brown is a good one. I would have to go with Latifi.
Same.
I'm frankly disgusted by him being such a bad driver that he takes out Valtteri Bottas on his birthday. It's not right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going with
And his
Latifi
future's
also.
not bright.
Yeah, is he off the team next year? I think there was the commentators were saying that there was an opening at Williams, right?
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
So he's getting booted?
I don't know if
I
it's
don't know, maybe his
official.
contract's up or something. I don't know.
Oh, no more Lavazza coffee in the tents, guys. You're going to be drinking Starbucks now.
Yeah, you go, Pile. I'm still deciding.
I mean, I guess I'll go Perez.
I
And the reason
didn't like
is
that.
fuck him. That's why.
I didn't like that in his post race interview. He was like, Max was on another planet. I didn't like that he admitted that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like, this was like a real bummer of a podium post-race interview. Everyone was just like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I was hoping for more, including Max, it seemed like. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't know. Both Carlos and Sergio
want-
were like that. And I'm like, you're not going to beat Max Verstappen. You knew that going into the race. And you're not happy that you're finished like,
Ahead
I
of
mean,
everyone
for
else, at
Perez, he
least.
finished it, where he, I get, okay, here's the other thing about Sergio. Whatever, it doesn't matter. That's my bitch of the day. Little bitch of the day.
Well, do you think Max, wasn't crazy excited even though he came in first because maybe he's a little bored that he's got such a huge lead and it's just like, yeah,
It makes
I
it look so
won.
easy. It's so annoying.
Now it's just like so easy.
I think so, but also like when he isn't like I don't know, they were saying that he looked really bummed the day before because of the penalties or like the day that they found out they were going to have to take the penalty.
Right.
And it's like, make up your mind. Like,
Yeah.
you know how
Like-
good you are.
It's an insane comeback. You should be like, that was one of the best races I've ever done, statistically,
Yeah.
if nothing else.
Yeah.
Whatever. Just smile more.
Talk less. Smile more. That's kind of what he's done this season.
Yeah. And it's working. My little bitch of the day is going to go out to my boy Charles Leclerc for his radio message complaining about, I don't remember who he collided with at one point, but when he was like, and we touched. So, and then that was the end of the
Trailing
message. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like confessing to cheating
Yeah,
on your
real-
girlfriend. It's like, we went out and we were on the
Real
dance
bitch
floor
energy.
and we kissed.
also- Also, the fact that he like immediately was like, the pit lane thing was my fault. It was my mistake. It's
shouldn't
like
have
your
got to
team
that.
told you to pit for the fastest
Yeah.
lap. Like, what are you? It's not your fault.
You shouldn't have been in the pit lane 2
Yeah.
speed at all.
I love him though. I would die for him.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's the Belgian Grand Prix of 2022. The next race will be the Dutch Grand Prix,
Oh boy.
September 2nd through the 4th. You guys looking forward to that?
I'm
Racing
gonna
is
be at a
back.
wedding next weekend,
I think
Okay. All right.
but I'm gonna
we're
figure out how to watch
also.
it.
We should say we're not recording specifically for that race
Thank God.
because we're piloting this episode. So if you want to hear us talk more, please tell us so that we can convince our bosses, Jake, to let us record things.
I approve this podcast.
No, I am excited. I think that track is really weird. It's the really like steep, whatever that's called, turns. I don't know, incline.
Yeah.
That's why we are casual, the F1 podcast for the casual fan.
What was our other pitch for a subtitle? Oh, the Formula Dank of podcasts,
God.
but less racist.
Oh yeah, the non-racist Formula Day.
All
Less
right.
racist. Less racist.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, actually it was a little racist up top.
Yeah, that'll do it for this week's show. This pilot, this special presentation of the pit wall. Thanks for listening. Let us know if you want to hear more. Mm-hmm. In the comments of
Comment
whatever
on
channel
the
this is on.
video. It's going to be on the
That'll do
Headgum
it.
channel. Comment below. It's going to be on some other feeds.
Yeah, if you like the
it'll
show and you
also
want
have
more,
its own feed.
comment push.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hit that push button.
Subscribe.
We need a social groundswell to make it undeniable that we must continue this podcast.
And if you stopped listening to it before the end, just comment DNF, which you won't hear this if you stopped at minute 23. Namaste. At Jeff Warity on Twitter.
Ideally, we can make Jeff get up at 5 a.m. for an entire year of Sundays.
I like it though because it makes me. I don't have an excuse to not wake up for
Yeah.
it, and I can still go to bed at 3 a.m., have a great Saturday night, and do it. I just won't be as at high energy as I am on the Headgum podcast.
Which is
You're,
good.
Yeah, you're,
Yes.
you
you're
are
weighing prone.
practically face down on your couch right now.
You have been face down.
I almost fell asleep during the race, and I've almost fell asleep during this podcast about 4
Yeah.
minutes ago.
I mean, I woke up at like 7 and I'm fully going to take a nap after this.
Yeah.
Respect.
Thanks. Follow me on Twitter though. Because I need some followers.
Don't at me.
At Marie Gaylon. But don't be mean to me if I said something wrong.
You can be mean to me, Andrew P on Twitter. Everything I got wrong this episode, or anyone else, anything anybody got wrong this episode, feel free to DM me about.
Submit it to Pile, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have a Twitter to plug. Well, I have a Twitter, but here's what I want to plug. I need everyone to comment on Carlos Sainz's Instagrams to check his DMs and open the ones from me.
Yes.
I have DM'd him twice. Once about a burger that he posted, I wrote "damn," and then another time when he was foil boarding, I wrote "nice." So I need those to at least be seen by Carlos.
We need this.
Yeah, if you have an Instagram, let Carlos know that I'm trying to get in touch.
Yeah.
2023 is the year that Jake gets on Carlos's teak boat in the Mediterranean.
My
God,
God.
could you fucking imagine?
And here's what I'd like to plug. Valtteri's ass.
You already plugged your Twitter.
I was hoping no one heard that.
You can follow me on Twitter at Casey Donahue.
Also, if somehow you're listening to this and don't know what Headgum is, and you just found it because you're trying to find an F1 podcast, one, sorry, two, listen to more Headgum shows.
There you go.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the track.
Beep, beep.
Beep, beep.
That was a Headgum original.